Okay, turns out we were dead wrong about Young Miami walking away clean from the Diddy chaos because word on the street is she allegedly caught some damage too. Reports are now flying that Diddy didn't spare her like we all thought. And let's be real, Miami talks tough, moves like a boss, but when it comes to Diddy, no one's off limits. This is the same dude who was out here blowing up cars and pulling wild threats on grown men like it was just another Tuesday. And now, Miami's ex is coming forward claiming that Diddy allegedly wrecked her body in ways that had people online holding their breath. Miami had been mad quiet ever since Cassie first put her case on the table, and folks were side-eyeing her like, was she part of the mess too? But nah, looks like we got it twisted. Her ex is out here trying to clean her name up, and the receipts he dropped? Straight up jaw-dropping. The whole internet's bugging out over what he revealed. Now, to keep it real, it kind of made sense why some people thought Miami might be involved. She gave off heavy madam energy, like she was calling shots behind the scenes. And Diddy? He definitely treated her like royalty. She was his main, no doubt. She even went as far as threatening other women just to keep her spot. Let's not forget about Gina Hine, Diddy's longtime side chick. She was around way before Miami entered the scene. But that didn't stop Miami from flexing. She had no problem talking spicy, even saying she'd get Diddy to drag Gina into some freaky business. Like, who even says that out loud? So let's rewind to when Miami really let loose online. This wasn't just some petty tweet she snapped. During a heated back and forth, Miami fired off a bold message. If I wanted you to eat my pee, Diddy would have had you on your knees. You a eater. Yeah, she really said that. Then she dragged Gina even deeper, saying, "You've been down bad ever since I came into the picture. You've been crying for a baby for 10 years. You just a leftover, someone who gets passed around when he feels like it. You a eater." And that tweet alone had the internet gasping. But the drama didn't stop there. Gina was already catching heat and tears from her Tasha K interview, crying over not being able to have a baby with Diddy. It was messy. But what really pushed things into disturbing territory is that Young Miami's name actually popped up in a lawsuit, a whole court filing, brought by one of Diddy's alleged victims. The court docs say that Miami allegedly bullied a woman so aggressively when she found out the woman was pregnant by Diddy, that the woman ended up losing the baby. That's tragic. And yes, it's in writing. According to those documents, in July 2022, the victim, identified as Jane Doe, was sent to Diddy's Los Angeles mansion at his command. Once she got there, she claimed she was forced to ingest some unknown substance while inside Diddy's own bathroom. Later, she found out the substance possibly contained ketamine or similar drugs. She blacked out, completely lost track of time, and said she kept slipping in and out of consciousness throughout the night. No consent, no warning, just total chaos. When she finally came to, she says her body was covered in bruises. That's when it hit her. Something terrible had gone down. And the most haunting part? She says this wasn't some one-time thing. Diddy would allegedly make her perform for him, getting her so drunk and drugged she'd pass out night after night. This isn't just wild anymore. It's straight up horrifying. And it didn't stop there. Things just got darker and more disturbing. According to the lawsuit, the woman said she would constantly wake up with bruises and injuries all over her body, but had zero memory of how they even got there. No fights, no accidents, just pain and confusion. This nightmare allegedly dragged on all the way until July of 2024. And that's when it took an even more heartbreaking turn. The victim claims she eventually became pregnant with Diddy's child. And when Young Miami found out, that's when things allegedly got ugly. The court docs say Miami started coming at her hard. So much so, the stress and emotional damage allegedly led to a miscarriage. It's a devastating claim. The papers detail that shortly thereafter, Jane Doe took a pregnancy test which was positive. Once she informed Diddy, that's when another name pops up. Aisha Brownlee, an associate of Diddy's. The victim says Aisha started blowing up her phone, pressuring her to get an abortion, calling nonstop, harassing her. Just imagine the chaos in her head. Then, the worst happened. She miscarried. After that, she completely cut contact with Diddy and his entire team for 3 months straight. So yeah, people were quick to say Miami couldn't be a victim too, but the truth isn't always so black and white. Two things can be real at the same time. Maybe she was cruel to other women, but that doesn't mean she couldn't have been suffering behind closed doors herself. And here's where it gets even messier. A man, believed to be Miami's ex, is now speaking up, and according to him, we've had the story all twisted. He says there's way more to this than the public ever knew. Remember when Lil Rod accused Miami of transporting substances for Diddy? Yeah, he wasn't just throwing dirt. He included that in a court filing. The doc read, Plaintiff and the Combs RICO enterprise were rehearsing for something in Westville, Virginia. Plaintiff Jones personally witnessed Mr. Combs do a few lines of nose candy in his dressing room. So now you've got claims of abuse, miscarriages, cover-ups, and drug use, all tied together in one tangled mess. And we're just scratching the surface. According to the court filings, there was a moment when defendant Sean Combs allegedly wanted to see something, likely something important to him, but Brendan forgot to bring it. So what happened next? Christina Coram, another one of Combs's associates, picked up the phone and hit up Young Miami. And just like that, she was flying it over to him on a private jet from Miami. Sounds flashy, right? But behind that jet-set lifestyle, there might have been something much darker going on. Now here's where things get real. Miami's alleged ex is stepping in and claiming she didn't exactly do any of this by choice. According to him, she had no say in the matter. When Diddy gave an order, she had to follow it right then and there or deal with the consequences. And honestly, that lines up with what a lot of other folks have already said in court. Multiple people who testified in the ongoing cases all described the same vibe. Diddy was a man you didn't say no to. If he snapped his fingers, you jumped, because if you didn't, he'd explode. And when Diddy got mad, people got hurt. He's already been accused of putting hands on several women, and not in a playful way. So when he allegedly wanted Miami to drop everything, no matter where she was, no matter what she was doing, and personally deliver him that nose candy, people say she did it. No questions asked. That private jet wasn't a flex, it was a command. And let's not forget the wild stuff Miami herself used to say. You remember when she got on camera and proudly talked about how she liked golden showers? She straight up said she and Diddy used to do that. That clip had people losing their minds. Word on the street? That whole golden shower confession from Young Miami may not have been some wild, carefree kink like it was painted at first. It was allegedly just a front, a mask. Because behind the scenes, people are saying she didn't really have a choice in any of it. It wasn't about pleasure. It was about power. And Diddy was calling every single shot. Sources close to the situation are now claiming that if Diddy told her to drop down and get urinated on, she had to. No questions, no hesitation, just obey or face the consequences. That's why folks think she tried to spin the story right after Diddy got arrested. Suddenly, she was on Twitter doing some serious backpedaling. She tweeted, I never said he was the one I did that with. Intimacy is a part of life. I'm grown and maybe I talk about it too much, but everybody's got their personal experiences. Some people get pooped on. Some people live life on the edge. Some people born AF. I watch a lot of pee. Girls get peed on. If we grown and we in the house just chilling and want to talk about intimacy, what's wrong with that? Sounds like she was trying to laugh it off, mask the truth in jokes, and save face after the headlines exploded. But according to the man who claims to be her ex, that wasn't a joke. That was real. And just like Cassie, she allegedly had no say in the matter. Because, again, let's not forget, Diddy got what Diddy wanted, no matter how twisted, no matter how uncomfortable. During the investigation, while Cassie was being questioned by prosecutors, she broke down and admitted some disturbing things. She said Diddy would force her into freak-off sessions even while she was on her period. The prosecutor then asked the chilling question, "Did you want to be urinated on?" Cassie's response, "No, I did not want it." Then came the follow-up. "How did it feel?" She said, "It was disgusting. It was too much. No one could think I wanted it." When asked specifically if she wanted Diddy to urinate in her mouth, she replied, "Too much urine in my mouth. I didn't want anyone to urinate on me. It was obvious I didn't want to be on the ground being urinated on by two men." But just when you thought it couldn't get more confusing, bam, another twist. One of the male escorts involved stepped forward in court and flipped the story. He said that Cassie actually asked him to do it. According to his statement, Cassie was the one that asked me to urinate on her. They had just come out of the room, and she asked me if I had ever done it before, and I said no. So now we're stuck in a fog of contradictions. Who's telling the truth? Who's lying? Or is it possible everyone's truth is coming from a different kind of trauma? One thing's for sure, none of this is normal. This whole situation is getting darker, nastier, and more twisted by the minute. So let's break it down one last time, because what's coming out now changes everything we thought we knew about Young Miami and her involvement in this twisted saga. Word on the streets? That whole golden shower story she told was just a cover. People close to the situation are saying she didn't even have a say in whether it happened or not. It was all, allegedly, on Diddy's terms. If he told her to get on her knees and endure something wild, she didn't have the freedom to say no. This could explain why she was so quick to backpedal after Diddy's arrest. Out of nowhere, she hopped on Twitter and tried to rewrite the whole narrative. She tweeted, "I never said he was the one I did that with. Intimacy is a part of life. I'm grown and maybe I talk about it too much, but everybody's got their personal experiences. Some people get pooped on, some people live life on the edge, some people born AF. I watch a lot of girls get peed on. If we grown and we in the house just chilling and want to talk about intimacy, what's wrong with that?" But that tweet sounded more like damage control than honesty. According to her alleged ex, it did happen. And just like Cassie, Miami had no choice. Diddy gave the orders. The rest? They just followed. Let's not forget what came out during Cassie's cross-examination, when prosecutors asked her if she was forced into things, like freak-offs. Even during her period, she confirmed it. Then came the deeper questions. "Did you want to be urinated on?" Cassie said, "No, I did not want it." When they asked her how it felt, her words were gut-wrenching. "It was disgusting. It was too much. No one could think I wanted it." And when they got specific about Diddy urinating in her mouth, she said, "Too much urine in my mouth. I didn't want anyone to urinate on me. It was obvious I didn't want to be on the ground being urinated on by two men." But then the plot got messy. One of the male escorts who testified claimed Cassie was the one who requested it. According to his statement in court, "Cassie asked me to urinate on her. They had just come out of the room and she asked me if I had ever done it before. I said no. Then she told him to go ahead, but apparently he didn't do it the way they wanted. He said, I was doing it wrong because they both stopped me and told me I was supposed to let a little out at a time, not go full stream like take a leak on her." That made it look like Cassie was into it. But the bigger question here is, was she really in control? Or was she just going along with what Diddy conditioned her to accept? And now, it's looking like the same exact thing might have happened with Young Miami. All this time, we thought she was the one calling shots, acting like Diddy's queen pin. But in reality, she might have been just another puppet in his twisted world. Even more disturbing, people pointed out a picture she once posted with visible bruises. At the time, she brushed it off as a household accident. But now, looking back with everything we know, it's raising serious eyebrows. Could it be that she too was feeling Diddy's rage physically? It's honestly a shock to realize Young Miami may have been victimized too. But here's the truth people forget. Victims aren't always perfect. They might say wild things, act out, even hurt others. But that doesn't erase what was done to them. So now we gotta ask, what do y'all think about the ex's claims? Is Miami just another name on the list of people Diddy allegedly controlled, used, and silenced? Let me know in the comments, because this conversation is far from over. And if you want more raw, unfiltered breakdowns like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. You won't want to miss what's coming next.